I think we're live. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, sporting fans, boxing fans in particular, from around the world to another episode of the Friday Night Panel here on Talk and Fight. And I think we've only got one fight to talk about, although there are many on the card. Um, I've been saying all week in other programs. My 2 cents here is I think I'm betting on Deontay Wilder. I think he's for a number of reasons, and you can all have your weigh in on this one. But I think he's up for it. I think he's figured out how he lost number two. Uh,
Oh,
the things that he's been saying, the things that he's been doing, to me, make a lot of sense. I like the way he's been training, quite frankly. He's been training body shots, body shots, body shots, headshot, body shot, headshot. I think he's going to try and do the old liver punch combo, liver punch, headshot. My point is he's going to have to come out swinging first 3 rounds, get the job done. If he can't, it'll be a slugfest, which he might lose again. So, but there you go. That's my 2 cents, guys. Neil Deal, great to have you back on the show. I hope you're feeling a lot better. I know you're under the weather for a bit there. Cedric, nice to see you again.
Yep.
And who feels like weighing in first on this one? On my prediction.
Go ahead, Neil. Go ahead,
yeah,
Neil.
hold on here. I got a few things quickly to say. Cedric,
Yes.
very, very nice to have you aboard on the Talk and Fight team, man. I've never met you. I just want to say thanks a lot. I've heard great things about you, and I'm really looking forward to working with you in the upcoming year. All right.
Same here, man. Same here. Nice to meet you too.
Right on. And I just want to say thank you very much to my fans and all the Talk and Fight people out there. The comments, the views have been going over the chart, honestly. Yeah, I've been a little bit under the weather, but everything's back to normal, and we're coming back faster, furious, and harder. Watch this. And I got stuff up my sleeve this year for the Talk and Fight fans that's going to enhance everything that we're doing here at Talk and Fight.
Furious?
Huh?
He just said furious. Furious.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that guy, he's English, so we'll deal with him in a minute. Anyways,
all right. Sorry to
all
interrupt.
I'm saying is, guys, thanks a lot. It's nice to see you again. I want to thank all my fans and the Talk and Fight fans for sticking around and checking us out. And hopefully you can tell your family, friends, and everybody else about us. Friday Night Panel, the new and improved Neil the Deal show, Cedric's show, anything we're doing. So I'm really looking forward. And the Mike Orr at 4, of course. He's our kind of father, so to speak. And hopefully he'll be around in a bit. I don't know. Maybe he's I don't know what he's doing. But Mike, wherever you are in the world right now, please tune in. And if not, well, we'll see you next Friday or something of that sort. But Graham, yeah, you say we're going to talk about, guys, we're going to talk about this Wilder Fury 3 thing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, perfect. I'm going to send the mic over to Cedric and give us Cedric's opinion before I give my crazy ass opinion that everybody's probably going to think like, yeah, okay, well, like this guy's been off for a while. He still needs more help or something. You know what I mean? So whatever. Cedric, what are you saying, bro?
So, we've already established that Tyson Fury technically is the better boxer. A lot of people would say, even though the first fight was a draw, that he won the first fight. He clearly won the second one.
Wait. Sorry, Cedric. He was put on the canvas twice in that first fight.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say I think he won the first fight. I just say there's, you hear a lot of people. It was a draw. A draw is a draw. So that's what it was. So and the first time he got dropped, it was a long count, but that's another story.
Yeah, he's a cheater.
Yeah. We could definitely get into that too. There's not too much you can learn in between fights, so that's why you hear a lot of people not really believing that, even though Deontay Wilder has a new coach, that there's going to be any changes made. But the one thing, if there's one thing that he could work on and that he did have enough time to work on, is just an extra jab, using his jab, having more of an educated jab, not just randomly throwing it out there. Sometimes popping it out there hard, sometimes just flicking it out there to get his opponent, in this case Fury, thinking about that so he can sneak the right hand, as opposed to just be blatantly looking just to land that right hand. So because of that reason, I think he has been working on his jab, and I think it's going to work. for that reason, I'm picking Wilder for the KO. Not sure what round, but
But you gotta have a round.
well,
At the end of the show, Graham, we're all gonna have our prediction, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike Orr, if you're out there, you can like message us and let us know what your prediction is. How's that, Mike? Come on, where are you?
I'm sure when he realizes what time it is, I'm sure he'll hop on right away.
Yeah, but it's my return, and he's supposed to be here because he's one of my best friends, and I don't know what happened.
He's probably talking to Tim, who's actually down in Las Vegas right now.
Tim had an interesting exchange with Deontay Wilder at the press conference. He got to ask Wilder a question, and he it's on YouTube. You could find it. He actually he said, "Do you feel that you had enough experience to make the decision to fire your trainer, who was Didn't go into that, but
didn't he say something like Mark Braylon saved his ass by throwing in the towel?
He did.
That's what Fury was saying, right?
So,
hey, Braylon, save your ass, boy.
That's what Fury said.
Yeah, Fury was saying that about But then apparently Wilder has changed his camp, right?
Neil.
Yeah.
What did Tim ask Deontay Wilder?
He asked Wilder. It wasn't a clear question, but he kind of asked him why. Like he asked Wilder, "Do you feel you have enough experience to make that decision to fire your trainer and hire somebody else?" And Wilder kind of answered, it was a mutual decision. So I don't know. It wasn't like a clear question, but it was a little awkward for a second because he was kind of just questioning why he was basically questioning why he fired Mark Breland, who, for anybody that doesn't know, won a gold medal at the 1984 Olympics and was a great boxer himself.
So. And he knocked out his new trainer in 2014. So
he did. So did Tyson Fury.
It's a pretty suspicious decision for him to make.
Yes. So some trainers, Maple Leafs. Oh, that's Neil. I know you're a good guy and everything. My first time meeting you, but I'm from Montreal, so we're gonna have a little bit of conflict with our hockey team.
Man, I feel so bad for you. Like really, really, oh my God. All right, well, I even like you better now. Really, I do despise Montreal fans. Love the people, but despise the fans.
All right, let's get back on track.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Neil, any predictions on the Fury Wilder side of things before we delve into the other fights on that card?
Well, in a nutshell, yes, I have a lot to say about this fight coming up. This is just my opinion. Everybody, Talkin Fight fans, thanks a lot. Keep up all the good work. This is what I'm going to tell you about this fight. All right. This is a trilogy, correct, Graham? This is their third fight, guys, right?
Yes.
To me, it's almost staged. This is what I think. I honestly think it's almost like when we made the movie RoboCop and it was the black cop against the white cop and they had the black Robo, if you know what I mean. So Deontay Wilder's like the black RoboCop and Tyson Fury's RoboCop. And all of a sudden they have this trilogy and they got to fight against each other, so to speak. And I think it's got out of proportion and a little bit blown out of proportion. Those guys are probably good friends between us guys. I personally think they probably are good friends. And they're making a lot of money doing what they're doing, honestly. Good for them. They deserve it, both of them, no doubt about it. But as far as the fighting is concerned, there's been a lot of things, like Graham said, in the first fight. We all watched the first fight. And I liked the way Wilder was running around the ring in the first fight. I really did. He was very consistent with his jab, right? He got what, 2 knockdowns, Graham, like you were saying in the first fight, right?
There he is.
And it ended up being a draw type of thing. So these guys are honestly they're very even. I think really it's a very even matched fight, so to speak. And it's kind of like I say, the trilogy things for me are very sort of like, come on, you know what I mean? You guys have already duked it out. You know what's going on. Now you're just kind of milking it for what it is, right? You know, unless you're going to go into the Gotti Ward trilogies and stuff of that sort, where it's actually, you know, something that everybody, I've always talked about it on my shows, that everybody should watch is the Gotti Ward trilogies, something of that sort. I don't think these guys are going to go down in history, you know, with the Fraser Ali styles, you know. Um, and I think the heavyweight division is stacked with great fighters right now. You know, I really truly do. And there's guys that are coming up daily, and there's you know, these guys are at the end of their reign. I think both of them, they both have issues, but it should be a good fight. Personally, I know this sounds, you know, I don't know. I'm taking Wilder, man. I'm telling you. I know you're laughing, but you know why? Because I can't stand that English guy. He's pathetic. He's a typical English.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
hi, Mike.
hey, hey. He's an
He's a
Irish
typical.
gypsy.
Oh,
Get it
Mike
right.
Orris now
Irish
on like
gypsy. Irish
what?
gypsy. That's what he is, man.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
well,
let
he
they
admits
wouldn't let
it,
him
you know, and
they
he's
wouldn't
got
let
a
him
lot of.
fight.
I like him. I like him, but I like the way he fights, but I don't like him.
Listen,
So it's basically a boxer versus a puncher, and
a
you know,
right hander.
everyone is saying, you know what, Tyson Fury is a great boxer, but if Wilder lands that one punch, it's lights out. And so it's boxer versus puncher. Mike,
You know
good to
what?
see you
You know
again.
what?
How you
Yes,
doing?
yes.
So we're talking opinions on the Fury Wilder fight specifically right off the hop, and then we'll get into the undercard. But what do
I think.
you
I
what do
think.
you
I
go
think
ahead?
it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go the distance.
What?
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
I think it's
What I
gonna go the
was just
distance.
saying, Mike, about them being like parody, like they're pretty even fighters, man. They really are. It could go the
No, I
distance.
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say they were really even. I would say you have a guy who's what 6'9", who can move like like a cruiserweight. He's quick. He's fast. He has unorthodox style of punching. He can throw from his waist. He's not afraid to stand there with his hands down and give you a target, and he'll make you miss. That's what he does, man. Honestly, Wilder has to take it. Like if Wilder's going to take it, it's going to be in the early rounds, and if it gets taken past those early rounds, Wilder's just gonna, he's not gonna be able to play the game that Tyson Fury dishes out, and it'll
You
go the
think he's going to
distance.
punch
You know what?
himself
Because
out?
Fury will watch that right hand. Fury will watch that right hand. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Wilder has that right hand. I don't care who you
But all
are,
it takes
how
is
big your
one.
chin is. You get hit by that right hand, and it's over. But we have a guy who is able and has been able to outbox Wilder in the past. So Wilder literally has to come with something that we've never seen before, and we don't know if we're going to see that. So you know what? I'm still sticking with my guns. I think it will go the distance, and I think Fury will take it on points.
Before we move on to the next fight, just to I think this is kind of obviously the skill level is not there with both guys, but how Pacquiao and Marquez fought like 4 times, and people say, well, yeah, it took Marquez like 4 fights to knock him out, but the fact is he figured him out, and it happened. So I don't know. I'm just looking. I think Wilder's a little bit more focused. Again, I said, Mike, before you came on, I said there's not too much things you can improve on in between one fight, but if there's one thing you can work on, is focus on one thing, it's at least your jab. So I'm just assuming that Wilder's been focusing on that, whether it's the powerful jab or just a couple of pops to blind your opponent, and then to be able to sneak the right hand, because obviously the whole world knows the right hand is coming, but
Yes.
the thing is to try to disguise it.
It's trying to disguise it, yes. But then you go back and watch highlights, or not even highlights, just the last matches of Fury. He can pop those jabs out like it's nobody's business, and he throws them real tight, real on point, whap whap whap, whap whap whap, and it's the same thing every time. Fury
Don't
Fury
forget,
can box. Fury can really box, and if we're going to see a good match, you know what? Wilder did change up his coaching. He's training under a new guy now, but is that enough? We don't know. He has to box like he boxed when he was in the Olympics, man. Use your skill, not just your power. He's got to show skill. If he's going to do anything, he's got to stay on the inside so that he can do something, and that is the only way that will happen. But you have an intelligent fighter like Fury who knows what's coming. He knows it's coming. He knows what to do. He's going to stay away from that right hand. He's going to keep him at the distance, and he's just going to play with him. And he's just going to play with him. And if that keeps happening, you know what? If he knocks him out, he knocks him out. If he doesn't knock him out, it's going to go the distance, man. And, honestly, I think Fury is going to take this one. I do believe so. I think Wilder just hasn't had enough.
He needs a lucky punch.
Exactly, but you know what? That's not true boxing, man. And he landed the lucky punch. He landed the lucky punch in the first fight.
These aren't true, anyways, Michael.
I know this. I know this. But listen,
Michael,
this trilogy is over after
thinking
this.
about
Fury's going to take 2 more
of the fight game. Never mind. The guy's cutting pieces of his shoes out so he can turn his ankles better and throw shots. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
you're backing a cheater, Michael.
No, I'm not. I'm not backing a cheater.
And he's English too.
It's never been proven.
Yes.
Interesting fact.
It's never been proven. It's never been proven. He's not a cheater.
Did you see any of the pre-fight stuff, Mike? Did you see any of it?
Listen, I watched the last 2 fights. I know exactly what I saw. I watched the last 2 fights. I watched Wilder drop Fury twice, and Fury still stood up. And then I watched him draw that fight. And then I watched the second fight. And listen, Wilder got his shit slapped is what happened in that second fight. He couldn't deal with him.
Yeah.
All he did was get punches. One, two. What happened? What happened? And then he ended up on his back.
Well, what happened was he got his ass kicked. But
yes,
that might have woke him up.
He did get his ass kicked.
We all agree
exactly
on that.
What happened.
We all agree on that.
You think the Leafs are going to lose to Montreal again in the first round this year? I don't think so.
Anyway,
Cedric,
you had a point there. What was your point?
Quick interesting fact at the weigh-ins today. I'm not sure how much Fury weighed in at the last fight, but he weighed in at 277 today. I'm pretty sure that's a little bit heavier than he was the last time. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect his movement. But Wilder, I'm pretty sure, was only about 212, something like that. No more than 215 for the first fight.
I'm bigger than him. Fight.
He weighed in today at 238.
Wow.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I'm interested to see how that extra weight is going to help.
Fury has a 39-pound edge difference.
Yeah, on his
he did. Remember, Fury relies more on his movement and skills. If you're heavy, a little bit more harder to move around. Wilder only relies on his power, and he's heavier. So
it's going to be it's going to be a good fight. We're looking for Wilder to come out quick, fast, furious, and if he can't finish off Fury by round 3, it's going to go the distance. And at that point,
well, not necessarily round 3, because a lot of Wilder's knockouts come in later in the fights. Like that's why people say, people try to talk bad about his skill level, because a lot of these fights he's losing, even against lower competition. Like technically he'd be losing on the scorecards, but at some point in time, boom, and it's good night, and it's happened 40 out of 41 times, something like that. Whatever his record is. So
the problem is it's happened to Tyson Fury. He ate the punch and he got back up.
How many times can you do that though?
He did it twice in the same fight.
Yeah.
He did it twice in the same fight.
But
he ate that punch and he got up, man.
I got you, but come on. But just to say that Fury is gonna have no problem walking through Wilder
Hey, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is everybody in the boxing world knows that Wilder has a right hand. Listen, and I would be doing the same shit. I'd be watching that right hand and making sure it doesn't keep hitting me, bud. Because honestly, you're getting dropped. And you know what? It doesn't matter if he's gotten up from it before. You don't want to have that. You don't even want to have that chance that you might not get up from that hit. So I'm telling you, man, Fury is gonna outbox him. He's gonna keep him at a distance, man, and he's gonna just pelt him with those hands, man. He's just gonna pelt him with those hands, keep him at distance, and that's what's gonna happen, man. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I'll
He's gonna
bet
keep
you a
him
beer
away.
that doesn't happen. I'll bet you a beer.
I'll bet you a 12.
I have 2 minutes.
I'm
So
into it. I'm on.
All right, I bet you a 12-pack.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Graham.
Wilder shows up. Hey, like I said, anything can happen. It's a boxing match. And this guy, what's his name? Fury again?
Yeah, man.
Furious? Tyson Furious?
Tyson
He's going
Fury.
to have a problem. He's going to have a problem, Mike.
He didn't have a problem the last 2 times.
He's your typical Englishman. He got way too big for his britches. And
Listen, he's an Irish guy. He's an Irish traveler. He's a king of the gypsies.
Yeah, I know he went and he
English.
defected or something to
What's your problem with the English anyway, guy?
Now he's a leprechaun.
The English?
I'm pretty sure he was born in Manchester.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, Manchester's not in Ireland.
No, but he is some kind of a gypsy or something, they call him, right?
He's born to Irish parents, man.
Yeah, let him go live in a caravan because that's what's going to happen after this fight.
He does, and it's about the size of your mansion.
Yeah. Well, he probably does.
Wait, you don't have one.
All right, I now
But
have. I have
anyways,
man. My own mansion. Come on, over anytime, brother.
Then you guys can argue all you want.
Oh, we're gonna argue. We're gonna argue to the end of the hour. Don't worry about
Okay,
that.
well, can we argue about another card?
Yeah,
Yeah, keep going, boys. Keep going.
Is my Nigerian boy going to win?
F.A. Jabba? Yeah.
Jogba.
Absolutely.
I'm going with the Jogba on that one. I know some other people that have said, it's not going to happen. You know what? I'm behind my boy. The Nigerians are, they're a force to be reckoned with right now. And honestly, I'm going with my boy. Going with my boy Jogba. I'm saying, it's going to be a round knockout.
He's all around seriously well schooled, that guy. So he keeps a 0. He's going to remain undefeated.
Yeah.
Hey,
we all agree.
You know what? But Frank Sanchez is no joke.
Yeah, I know.
This is a true test. This is a true test for him. Both these guys are undefeated. One's got 18 fights. The other's got 15. I'm telling you right now. A lot of people see our friends over at Last Bell. Well, Carl believes Sanchez beats him. Too early for a Jogba. I believe it is early for a Jogba, but I think he's one of these guys that he's gonna surprise everybody. I think he's gonna come through with the big W. It's gonna be a devastating knockout. In it's the only way he knows how to deliver them.
I mean, it might make your show on Sunday.
It might make my show Sunday. You heard it here. It here. There might be a knockout in that fight that will end up on our show.
Do you believe Helenius is going to beat Kaunaki?
Yeah,
that's going to be an interesting rematch. That's because Helenius was the underdog in that fight. That fight was supposed to be like a stepping stone for Kaunaki to fight one of the top guys. And Helenius.
I'm sorry, guys. I went with my Nordic Nightmare, man. I went with the Nordic Nightmare in this one. The Nordic Nightmare. That's who he is.
Is that what his nickname is? I heard something about that. The Nordic Nightmare.
Yeah, man. He's fighting. Helenius.
Helenius, right?
He's the Nordic Nightmare. He's 30-3. This is a rematch. Coming off last March, I believe it was. And that was for the vacant WBA Gold World Heavy title. And, it only went 4 rounds. So, unless he
kind of steamrolled that guy, didn't he, Mike?
Yeah, he kind of did. He kind of did.
He kind of did. Yeah,
okay,
so he's moving up in competition now. He's moving up.
One last comment for me, then I have to fly. I believe Big Baby Jared Anderson is going to take care of Tereshkin.
Yeah. I believe that's going to happen too.
Yeah.
Also on that card, we have one of my guests coming on. That one of my guests, Mike. He's down on the bottom. He's going to be on the undercard. I don't know if it'll get televised.
What's his name? Mikey down on the bottom.
Yeah, no.
Who's coming on your show?
Yeah, it's like Mikey down on the bottom. Get out of here. No, man, Mike Marshall. Mike Marshall is his name. Right now he's 6-1-1. He's fighting Victor Vikerst, who's 7-0. It's an 8-rounder. It should be a good match. He's agreed to come on the show after this weekend, and hopefully his big W. This guy, he's one of these heavyweights. It's just, he's in it to win it, and he's pouring his heart into it, man. And he's just following his dream, and he's hoping that one day he's going to be a champion as well. And he's trying real hard. So we're going to see him on this card. This card's full of heavyweights, man. I love it.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's
I don't think we've
it's a
seen.
heavyweight card, Mike. It's like old school. You know what I mean? On that
Yep.
level,
Mhm.
where they
Yeah.
used to have multiple fights within the same division. Like you'd never see lightweights fighting on a heavyweight division fight. You know what I mean?
No, and this is
You see middleweights or maybe cruisers and then heavies, right?
yeah. Well, we do have super middle, which I'm excited for, man, on this card.
Edison Berlanga. This guy,
Yeah.
whatever,
Berlanga.
whatever his record is,
Berlanga
that
fighting for
10
the WBO NABO
Yeah.
super middle title. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see this guy get.
check his record. It's all he has. All of his fights, he has all first round knockouts, except for his last fight went like 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Other than that, not just knockouts, all first round
Yes.
knockouts.
He was actually one of these guys who was climbing that record, trying to reach that record of all first round finishes. His last fight did not go the first round, but hey, at least we got to see his boxing skills, because it's hard to see the skills of somebody who just keeps knocking people out in the first round, man.
Yeah.
So we actually got to see a bit of his skills, and the guy can box. The guy can box and not just knock people out in the first round. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see him get back in the ring. Edgar Berlanga on that card, man's badass. Can't wait to see
I like
him.
that guy. Mike, I personally, Frederick, I like him.
Keep on arguing, guys. I'll see you later. I have to run.
Yeah.
Though.
All right.
Sorry.
Rim, take
Sorry.
it easy on the pension.
Oh yeah, so we got lots, man. We got lots of shit going on in the boxing world. But that's not the only cards that day. It's not the only cards that day, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike,
yeah.
let us in on what else is going on in the world of boxing today.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know. Don't worry about that. We got Liam Smith, man. We got the Liam Smith card.
Ooh, a Liam Smith card. I never heard about him.
I know,
What's he
'cause
doing?
you've been out of touch for too long, brother.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a few things, and like I said, I want to thank everybody for all the views, right, Mike, and all the nice warm comments and all the stuff everybody's been wishing me. I really appreciate it. And
I know. Hey, you know what? And guess what? Since you've been gone, we've been monetized, and now you have to watch commercials before you watch our pretty faces.
fantastic. That's fantastic. And I want to thank you, Mike, for all your hard work too. Before I forget.
Thanks, brother.
Sure.
Thanks. Welcome back. I'm glad that all your personal health shit worked out great. Good job, yo, man. That better not be a Canadians jersey hanging over your shoulder while you're wearing the Leafs, is it?
Are you kidding me? You got to be retarded. No, that's Casey Pominville. It's a Pominville jersey that I got from Pominville, actually.
Nice. All right, so on this card, man, this card is also Saturday the 9th. It's an early card. So yes, I talked a little bit about this last night on Last Bell Boxing. We got Liam Smith and Anthony Fowler for the WBA International Super Welter title. That's the head of that card. We also have Cheeseman on that card fighting for the British Super Welter title against Williamson. Shannon Courtney returns.
I love Cheeseman.
Jamie Mitchell, Shannon Courtney returned on this.
Time out. We should remind people this card. It's in the UK, so it's in the afternoon for us.
It's an early one. It's an early one. I believe it's around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That one starts
for us.
Where can they watch it, Mike?
You can watch it on DAZN, baby. DAZN, or well, I'm not giving you my. I'm not giving you my.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like where can the people see the fight?
So so it's on DAZN. Apparently, Courtney didn't make weight, so we're gonna have to see what's happening there, right? Because that's for a title shot. So I believe that's gonna say that.
What happened? Too many cheeseburgers?
That title's gone. I believe it is. I don't know what the WBA.
How make weight for a title fight?
Loses weight on the scales. Oh my goodness! Wow, what a way to go out.
What a way to go out. You know what I mean?
Do all that hard work. Anyways, wow.
Yeah, to just have it taken away. Shannon Courtney said to be stripped of the WBA title after the title fight, after the weigh. Wow. So unfortunately, that's some upsetting news.
That's what it is.
She weighed 2.5 pounds over the 118 limit on Friday afternoon in Liverpool. Although the belt will still go ahead. Um, yeah, that's it. She's being stripped of the title. Courtney only won the world title in her last fight in April when she beat Ebony Bridges. So this is some sad news, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the first time that Courtney has missed weight, but has made significant changes to her camp and training regimen in recent months. But apparently, the changes she has made kind of messed her up, man, for the scales. It's kind of hard, man. 2.5 pounds is a hell of a lot of weight to be over when you're about to jump in, man. It's kind of ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
come on, Cedric. You as a boxing and training and strength and conditioning coach, you know it, man. 2.5 pounds is laziness in camp, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, if that
Isn't
means
that
she
like
must
10 minutes in the sauna or something?
no, but
You
I
know what
mean that must have been she must have been killing herself to lose a lot more if if she had to
Yeah,
stop if the person
exactly.
quit at 2.5. She
Or
must have started
or
a
or
lot
she
heavier.
or she just didn't take it as serious, and then that's also not a good thing either. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I would say there's two reasons why boxers don't make weight. It's either depending. I'm not sure how old she is, but if you turn pro at 19, 20, you're still growing as a man. So sometimes you'll move up just naturally your weight classes, or you're just not disciplined with your nutrition.
She's 28 years old,
One of
man. She's
those
been
two
doing this
things.
game. She's been in this career. She debuted in 2019, March
Okay.
23rd. She's been around long enough to know how to lose weight.
Mhm.
And she's a small girl, man, only 5'5", right? So for for
Mhm.
for her to be over 2.5 pounds, that's I'm sorry, man, that's unacceptable. That's
Yeah.
unacceptable as somebody who's fighting for a championship and somebody who represents one of the championship belts already. That's unacceptable to lose weight by that, man. That's
Yeah.
that's not good. That's not good. Um,
Well, I guess it
Wow.
happens, but not very
it didn't
often.
happen. It's unfortunate. It happened, and you know what? We move on. So
That's
honestly, she's probably going to get in there pissed off, make a mockery of Jamie Mitchell, beat the crap out of her, and then lose that belt. That's unfortunate. Also on that card, man, I want to say Kieran Conway, 16-2-1, has taken off James Metcalf for a super welter belt in between the Courtney and Cheeseman fight. So we'll see what
Okay.
goes on. I'm not too familiar with too many of the other guys. I know we are having Peter McGrail is making his debut fight in the super feather division against Ed Harrison.
Uh-oh.
That's
Uh-oh.
that's supposed to be a gimme little fight there. Peter McGrail, I've checked him out, amateur career. It should be good, man. It should be good.
Oh, it's
Well,
Carl again.
he's from Liverpool. He's from Liverpool. He's one of these feisty little guys. I can't wait to see his debut. It should be good, man.
Good evening. Good evening, Carl. Good evening.
Carl, what up, brother?
What's
Yeah, it's
up,
kind
Carl?
of late. Hi, Neil. Kind of late over here, guys, but I felt compelled to jump on after some of the nonsense that I've heard on the show tonight.
Right on. That's what we're all about. Good publicity and bad publicity are the same thing, Carl. So what do you got to say?
Well,
No,
let
they're
me.
not,
Let,
they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing at all.
He
Yeah,
means
we
just the
want to be
publicity
known.
part. The publicity.
I never thought I'd say this, but Mike's talking the most sense on the show tonight. Let me put it that way.
I know it's a first. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, I talk great sense. Hey, Carl, do you know this kid Peter McGrail making his
Yep,
debut?
yep. He's a very good fighter. Obviously, recently come out the Olympics. Eddie Earn's got big hopes for him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's this should be a great first fight for him, man. This should be a great debut match. I'm kind of excited to see this kid get in the ring and take on somebody that's got some ring experience, man. It should be good. I can't wait for
I'll
that.
be honest with you. What a great day for boxing, no matter
Yeah,
what time zone you're in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
It's a really good card. I'm excited to see everything. I'm a little upset about Courtney and not being able to make weight. That's very upsetting. And as a pro who does this, it's your job, and who does this, that's 2.5 pounds is unacceptable, man. I can understand maybe 1.5 pounds, but 2.5 pounds, either you didn't take your camp serious or you let yourself go between fights too much. You know what? Yeah, a good thing she's gone back to the drawing board and worked with work to bring on some different people here.
Yeah, she's used female physiological hardship as an excuse. I don't want to go too far into that. It's not for me to say.
Yeah.
But she's come up with a very interesting scenario of why she's coming over the weight.
Yeah.
So, but the reason why, Neil, I've got to address this anti-English rhetoric that you've been coming out with tonight.
I'm Scottish. It's in my blood.
Well, you don't sound very Scottish, fella, but yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Well, I'm Canadian, but I'm from Scottish heritage, my parents. And yeah,
Well,
the English had enough of their rigmarole. I have a lot of English friends, and they're all the same.
So it's quite interesting because obviously Mike proclaims to be Irish.
Oh, yeah.
You proclaim to be Scottish. Yeah, you both got very good Canadian accents.
No, I'm Canadian, bro. I'm Canadian, but my heritage is from Scotland, so to speak, but I'm Canadian.
So coming back to the Fury fight then.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I put in the sidebar, I'm a big believer, like Mike Tyson says, once Fury lands on Wilder, he'll revert to time.
Yeah. Yeah, the fight or flight syndrome.
Carl, anything can happen. As we all talk, yeah.
Well, let's have it right, Neil. Neil, while we talk about what might happen, that's all Wilder's got, a puncher's chance. That's all he's got.
But when you say what you said, what Mike Tyson said is very true. Once you get hit, you're gonna go back. About that. But what I'm saying is, well, yeah, not sometimes you can gain your composure and still stay focused. What I was saying though is that again, you can't. Fury's not known for the one punch power. He messed up Wilder last time by like a combination of punches. So I don't think that analogy is true. As soon as he gets hits one time from Fury, that he's going to go back. If he lands a couple of them like he did last time, it would be a different story. But not just one. And again, as I said before, Carl, you were listening. If Wilder has improved his jab, just to disguise that right hand, the whole world knows the right hand is coming. But if he can disguise it more, that's why I'm believing. I'm not just going with that. I just
see that's why we love boxing, right? Because it's all about opinions, and my opinion says that he's not good enough to execute that. I just don't think he's good enough.
I don't think he's done enough between the last fight till now to really surprise anybody with anything. If he's had time to work on his jab, sure, it's great, but it's just a style of games, man. Two different games. You have a guy who's going to hunt down a guy who can fight off his back foot. Like Fury can fight off his back foot, no problem. He's very easily, and it's just his movement, man. He moves like a small guy.
Carl, don't get me wrong. I feel the deal personally thinks Tyson Fury is a fantastic fighter.
Hold on, guys. I need to be one at a time, please. One at a time. It's kind of late over here.
But yes, Fury can fight off the back foot, man. Wilder's already charged at him. I don't think Wilder has done enough to switch up in his game to really wow us. I think he's worked on his jab. He showed us that. Sure, he's going to use it. Is it going to be effective? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. I just don't think that he's done enough in his fight game at this point in time to wow us and overwhelm Fury at this point. I believe it's going to go. I believe it's going to go late into the rounds, and I believe it might go the distance, and Fury will take it on points.
But Cedric, one point I would want to raise with you is I think he's even lied to what the scales are saying, like he put in the sidebar, because he had his bottoms on. We don't know what was in his pockets, etc., etc. So I think that weight's closer than that, Cedric. I do.
Interesting.
I do.
You're saying you think Wilder had things in his pockets?
No, Fury. I think Fury's even lighter. Than what the scales suggest.
Lighter than the 277, girl?
Yeah, I think their weight is probably a little bit closer than we think.
Okay. How do you think that extra 20 pounds is going to help or affect Wilder in a positive or negative way?
40 pound.
I'm going
a 39-pound difference.
Mike, last time I looked, the question was put to me, wasn't it? So I'm only playing with you, Mike. You know I love you.
I love you too, brother.
Out, Mike.
No, I'm just saying 40 pounds seems a little bit different. So I think they are a lot closer than 40, man.
So I think
you know what? I believe Wilder put on. I think Wilder put on weight too, right?
To answer Cedric's question, I think the extra weight will be negative for Wilder because I think I can't come up with a game plan for him to win, Cedric, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I know this is echoes of Usyk, so I'm a bit cautious in what I'm saying. But he's outfought him, he's outboxed him, and for me, it's 2-0. I know people talk about the first one. Graham said he got knocked down twice, blah, blah, blah. I'm a big believer. That second knockdown did Fury a favour because he got up, put it on him, pushed him back, and realised that was a way to beat him.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that. Just only one way to find out.
But it's an exciting fight, guys, isn't it?
Definitely, man. Definitely
an exciting fight. Definitely something we've been waiting for a hell of a long time. It's finally coming. I'm super excited for that.
But Mike, let me just jump in.
Can I make a quick comment, Mike?
Mike, don't be giving me this way trying to claim.
Can I just make a quick comment, guys?
Yeah, go on, jump. But just quickly, Neil, just give me 1 minute. Mike, don't be giving me this about him trying to claim him for Ireland when he was born in Manchester, fella.
Yeah, that's fine, but he's still an Irish gypsy.
Some goofy thing, man.
I don't claim him at all. You can have him.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all yours.
A bit like Lennox Lewis. What does his passport say?
Not Canadian. Not Canadian.
It's all about the taxes.
No, that's awesome. I can't wait for this fight, man. It's been happening. We've been waiting for this.
It's going to be a great fight.
The heavyweight world has been waiting for this fight for a long time. It's finally happening. Let's get it underway. Let's see what happens, man. You know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. The only thing that matters is at the end of that match. That's all that matters is what happens at the end of the match. Whoever's right's right, whoever's wrong's wrong, whatever. But fight world.
Just quickly, who you got out of Dillian White versus Wallin? Who wins that?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to ask.
Who?
Dillian White and Wallin.
Oh, you know what? Wallin, I want to make a comment. He gave Fury hell in when they fought. Had him bladed up against the ropes, pushing him against the ropes, bullying him around a little bit, it looked like. So, you know what? I'm actually going with Otto Wallin with this one. I'm going with Wallin.
You're going with Wallin, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Wallin too.
Yeah, me too.
What's the date for that fight?
I believe that fight is scheduled for the October 30th.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, you know what? Oh, man. I like Wallin for this one as well.
Wow, that's a consensus across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Based on his last performance. Well, his last performance, that was my first time seeing him.
That last performance was stellar.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So that's I'm going.
Yes, definitely. I got Wallin on that one for sure.
So you was going through the Liverpool card, right?
Yes, that Liam Smith and Fowler.
Yeah.
What is your take on that? Actually, Carl, I had a quick question. What is this? I'm reading this little quote from Fowler that says Anthony Fowler believes inactivity will play a part, but Liam Smith remains confident, knowing he's never lost a Scouts derby. What does that mean?
It's almost slang word for someone from Liverpool. They call it a Scouser.
Okay.
So a Scouts derby is because Liam Smith's from the north of the town and Anthony Fowler's from the south of the town.
So didn't they call this a battle of the Liverpool? Or Battle for Liverpool or something like that. I remember calling you right after this, after Fowler won his last match, and I was like, "This guy's got nothing on Smith, man." So I think Smith takes this one, and I think he takes it quick and early. That's what I called this one for. I called it for a fourth rounder. Stop it.
The Smith brothers.
Yeah, you know what? I just think Smith has I think Smith has a little bit too much still for him. I don't think Fowler has enough skill set in his repertoire to hold it to Smith, man, at all.
Well, there's a little bit of bad blood in this fight because the Smith camp believe Fowler shouldn't be getting this fight. They believe he's jumped the queue. And Fowler's talked about inactivity. That's because before Liam Smith fought Kurbanov in Russia, which he won, by the way, and he got robbed.
Yeah.
He'd been out the ring for 17 months. So that's what Fowler's trying to get some confidence from. I think it goes longer than that, Mike. I think it goes to 6, 7, or 8.
You think it goes into the later rounds? Okay. Later rounds.
Yeah.
I believe this. I thought it was going to end early. That's those are my predictions on it. Fourth, you're saying it's a little later. We'll see what happens. I just know that we're on the same boat, and Liam Smith is taking this one for sure. I don't think Fowler's winning this at all. Definitely.
I remember that. I'm not sure who to predict. I remember after Fowler's last performance when he won, even though he won, everyone was saying that they were still picking Liam Smith to win right off the bat. So,
but it's all about levels, Cedric, and people in the majority in the UK don't believe that Fowler belongs in the ring with Smith.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
We had Paul Smith. We had Paul Smith on the channel yesterday, Liam's brother, and it's quite an interesting interview where he does tell you quite a bit about behind the scenes. So feel free to check that out if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll definitely have to check that out. We got fights tonight, guys. Around the world, we're going to be able to see it on DAZN. I know I'm going to start watching soon. We got
tonight.
We got some stuff going on in Argentina. Nice. And then we have literally a pro debut card. It's almost an entire card on UFC Fight Pass coming out of California. So a bunch of debuts there, a bunch of up-and-comers that I've been keeping an eye on and watching throughout their careers. So I got to get to work soon.
Neil, it's good to meet you, fella. It's only banter. I'm only having banter with you. Don't worry.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, yes. Carl. Thanks a lot. Now, can I say one little quick thing to ask Carl and you guys before we go here? Okay, so the Tyson Fury Wilder fight goes on. The winner goes to do what?
Take your shades off so I can see the white of your eyes. There we go.
There you go. What happens next, guys? What do you guys think? He fights the Russian guy that beat Joshua, or
what do you
think's coming up?
Joshua has the rematch clause first, what it looks like he's going to take. So they have to wait for that rematch, which is probably going to happen in February or March.
Yeah, right.
And I believe the winner from tomorrow is going to look to negotiate for the winner of the rematch.
So that would be the unified,
the undisputed
heavyweight championship of the world at that point, so to speak.
That would be undisputed.
Undisputed.
Which hasn't happened, and Carl will love this. Hasn't happened since Lennox Lewis retired. He's the last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, baby.
2004, we got the fourth belt. We have never seen an undisputed heavyweight champion in the 4-belt era. So that's huge. Yeah, it's huge. Huge.
I'll tell you the way I think it plays out. So AJ's going to want the rematch with Usyk, which I believe will be March, April time. Yeah. I think the winner of Fury and Wilder will clean up the mandatory, which will be White or Wallen, and then you'll have a super fight somewhere, either Saudi Arabia or the UK in the summer. A unification fight.
I like your prediction, Carl. I like it because the Saudis are definitely getting in the game, and they want to bring the biggest super fights to their, the Emirates area, so to speak. So I like that, Carl.
They got to pay for the island they built, man. Come on, now.
Yeah, no, exactly. Whatever, man. They got they got ski resorts in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, guys,
money's no object to that.
No, money's no object over there. Well, guys, that being said, man, do you have any last comments you want to get off your chest here before we go? Because I got to go and watch some fights. Well, Cedric's got to watch some fights too because we got to find some knockouts for the weekend.
Exactly. No, man, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm sticking with Wilder with the jab and sneaking in that right hand for the KO.
I think it's a long night for Wilder. I think Fury will come out and put it on him. He's a bigger man. He's a heavier man. He'll push him back. And we all know Wilder can't fight off the back foot. So I predict a long, long night for Wilder.
Yeah. Neil?
Wilder's from the United States, is he not?
Yeah.
Is the fight not in the United States?
Yes, Vegas.
Yes.
Good. I'm taking the home dog in this one, guys. Wilder
Hmm.
in
Hey,
late
hey,
rounds, if not all the way.
it's a top ranked promotion, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Telling you, I'll take the home dog. Home dog for coverage.
Fury's the top ranked dog, so I'm gonna stick with my top ranked people.
Hold on, let me add one thing. If it like, I already know if it goes like if it's the seventh, eighth, ninth round, I'm already predicting for Fury to be winning on the scorecards. I will be scoring the fight, but I'm already predicting for Fury to be winning on the scorecards. But again, Wilder's power. He does knock out people late in fights. So
Yeah.
even though he might be losing the fight, there's still right up until that 12th round that he could land it. Like he says, these guys when they fight me, they have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds.
Well, not always, because Fury finished him in 7, so he didn't have to be perfect for 12.
Okay.
Woo!
You got me
Man.
there.
All right.
On that note,
That's
over and
it,
out from
guys.
the UK.
We're just about to sign
Thank you,
off.
Carl. Thank you, Carl.
Yo, so honestly, Carl, thanks again for joining, man. It's always a pleasure
Yeah.
having you guys on. Thanks for having me yesterday. Neil the Deal, welcome back, brother. Nice to see
Thanks,
you. Nice to hear
everyone.
your
Thanks,
voice.
Mike.
Nice
Cedric.
to hear
Thanks,
that
Carl.
banter. Good to see those shades. Cedric, I'll talk to you throughout the weekend, and I'll see you Sunday for our show.
Yes, sir.
To all the fans checking in around the world, thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of our fantastic Friday panel with none other than your boy Mike, Cedric, Neil, and our wonderful guest Carl today. Tune in next week, same time, same channel, and we'll be here, man, to do the work so you guys don't have to, man. We'll let you know what's going on. So be
Come
good.
on, Tyson.